That's the one.
That's the one.
Turn my shit up.
Drop it.
Turn my shit up.
Turn my snare up. I can hear my snare.
Yo, chef.
Yo, here we are, dog. Let's go. Let's
Another
get it,
one,
dog.
yo.
Yes, sir.
Man, I think it's like 23 now. That's a good number,
yeah,
Jordan.
I like that. 23, Jordan,
23,
MJ,
baby.
the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Sorry for everybody. I know. You want to say LeBron? I know you want to say it, dog.
Nah.
I know.
First is Jordan, then
bet.
Kobe.
All right.
Then
That's
LeBron.
something we agree on. 100, 100.
For sure,
yeah,
for
definitely.
Sure. But
here we are, dog.
bro. You know what I mean? We're back to basics again. You know what I mean?
Back to basics. It's all
just
good. Me
us.
and you, dog. Me and you. No guests.
No guess, but I feel like those are the best conversations, man, we have, especially like coming out after we interview somebody else. We can, we have a little bit more to talk about and shit. But how was your last week, dog?
Full. How about that? A lot of things going on, man. So I'll go first. Let me just say, it's first Tuesday when we left the podcast. It's normal Wednesday, Thursday, Friday where I do my cooking thing. Saturday morning when I woke up, I had to get prepping for a party. Started that party for 10. I had a friend, Sandy, help me serve. Thank God she was there because I needed that help. Boom, because right after, had to go to a wrestling match. I think we talked about it. Wrestled a Big Joke.
Shout out Big Joke for real, man. He put this shit together, dog. And honestly, like when y'all talked about it, I couldn't necessarily see it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yo, from what you was telling me, man, you guys you did your thing out there, man. But
pretty cool, man.
About that
definitely
shit,
shout out Big Joke, man, because like he called me out and I'm down to, because I see him as a artist, he has something to give, right? And he called me out and I said, I'm down, let's do this. I'll wrestle you as long as you listen to my message, you know what I mean? And we got to going, man. If you were there that night at Undefined, you saw a wrestling match that wasn't only a wrestling match, it was a death match, man. Quote unquote death match. This guy brought out barbed wire. We had we were busting light bulbs on each other's back, tacks on a table. We climbed a ladder. One of us fell into the barbed wire, dog. Had it all up in our backs. It was a crazy match, man, to say the least. Crazy match, to say the least. We're going to have some video footage and then drop some pictures and shit like that. It was crazy. Something YOLO, man. You know what I mean? You only live once, bro. You know what I mean? Got down. We'll see what happens.
I cut up Chef every time before the cast, man. He had a fucking gnarly ass scar on his head, bro. And I'm like, yo,
see that shit. But either
crazy,
way, man, it's crazy, man. You know what I mean? But like, you got to do it. You know what I mean? Face your fears, face your, good things that you unknown. Just do it, man. See what's up. And plus, like I said, I trusted Big Joke and his vision, his art, what he has to bring. So we're here now. I hope it catches on like fire and he gets something going.
And that's something that we were talking about, before the show. The pre-show is like, you put yourself in that position to where it wasn't necessarily gonna pay you back,
right?
But from there, it's just you met some contacts that do podcasts. You met the owners of the people that own the actual event center or whatever. So now we have that contact with them.
Big
or
time,
whatever,
yeah. There's
I mean?
so many things, yeah. And then remember I told you on the podcast, like I needed a purpose for the and like being that facet for Big Joke. Like when he wanted to put a production like this together, I was like, dude, if you're game, I'm game. And I was like from the beginning, like let's see what's up. And he had the whole thing in his head. We just kind of yanked it out of his head and put it on spectacle for people, and I hope they enjoyed it, man. A lot of people. It's funny. I told you a story where I when I first started wrestling, I dropped my coat and my chef coat. I came in gear, I put my chef coat off and I threw it down. And we started wrestling. Afterwards, I was looking for my chef coat, and this motherfucker's like, he got it. I was like, okay, let me get it back. Now he's like, no, I want an autograph, dog. I want your autograph on the chef coat. I found it.
This my shit.
I'm claiming it. I'm like, all right, bet. You know what I mean? Like, signed it for him. Took a picture, whatever. That was cool, man. It was just a cool event in general. So that was Sunday. That was Saturday night. Sunday morning, I woke up, had a client for breakfast. Broke. Had a client. I had to do a dinner Sunday night. Dinner for two.
Damn.
Mr. Gus, if he's watching, that was a wonderful dinner. He enjoyed it just as much as I did. Table for two, birthday for his wife. But they had kids running, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? I had time and value by going to your home, cooking a 5-star meal in your home, serving you, pouring wine, making sure that you're comfortable while your kids are doing their thing. You know what I mean? They're yelling or whatever, going crazy. You know what I mean? Just enjoying your time, not feeling, we're bothering people and stuff like that. So that was a good way for him to enjoy my service and figure out what I have to offer, and for me to, show. Because the two top is where I show out. Like when it's two people, like I bust out everything from
a little bit more time to work
but a little more time for work, but also like it's more intimate. Like, let me show you what I'm doing. I have bacon wrapped shrimp, and this is how I make it. You know, I'm stuffing it with the cheese and the jalapenos, and the way I make it tight, and I cut it off to make sure that there's no extra bacon. You get a good crispy, you know, piece. I talk about everything, and then I show them the middle process, what it looks like. Then I throw in the oven, like, bring it out, show them what it looks like, plate it, and then they're like, you know, you get involved in the whole process, and you know what I mean. So it's a different intimate type. Where it's 10 people, it's still the same, but it's more of you're watching. You know what I mean? I'm more in the mode where I have plates, and then I'll plate up. I have everything, do the sauce. You know what I mean? It's more of a production.
You don't have the time to kind of explain.
Be intimate, and explain. I do. I mean, like when I present the plate, I'll tell them how I made it and what's in it. But it's just a different type of production. So yeah, that was pretty much all the way till Sunday. Monday, woke up and, you know, pretty much did it again, except I had to go to a funeral. I just want to say rest in peace to a good family friend and almost my second mother, Norma Mayorga. She passed away last week, and we had a funeral for her on Monday. One thing I can say about Norma is in 2020 when I had nothing, I was in that dark spot I talked about when I was living with my mom. My mom was nowhere near a motivating person at that moment, and she, you know, left me alone in a way, and because but Mike was my best friend, and he lived around the corner still. He moved in with his mom at that time. And Norma was like, probably, I would imagine, like, invite Clay for dinner. And if it was just that, or maybe Mike was like, yo, I'm going to invite Clay for dinner. Whatever the case may be, we did that probably on a weekly basis. And in the COVID 2020 time, dude, that's what saved me. You know, part of what saved me, you know, the meditation and working hard, of course.
And having that little bit of like family.
Yes, dude.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we sat down, had dinner, whatever it was, you know, it was dinner, and then we played cards like Phase 10, just, you know, kind of had some time to chill and relax and get to, you know, chill, you know, with each other. It's COVID time, but we were just, you know, like enjoying the time like it was a campfire or whatever. Right. So those were great moments. But like another spark that happened was like one day that, you know, instead of her cooking or somebody cooking, like I was like, I'll cook. I want to bring some food. So I got some shrimp and I cooked them on the grill. And I remember specifically because when I served them, they were like dry, like they were overdone. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't really know that grill specifically, and they were overdone. I served it, but in that moment is when I freaking knew that I was going to do the personal chef business. I was like, dude, I'm going to cook for people in their home. And I was like, I've done it before. I want to start a business. I can do it by myself. Is that where
the light bulb went off? That's where the
light bulb went off, because I was serving the dry shrimp, and I was like, you know, fuck. I felt bad, but I was like, there's something here, dude. Like, I cooked for these people in their home. Like, I can be that facet. Like, I can do that. And it just manifested from there. You know what I mean? So I got to say, you know, like a shout out to Norma and the family, Norma, Jenny, and Mike, because Mike's my best friend. We grew up together basically and always pretty much hung out. Jenny there too. But yeah, shout out to the whole family, because they were there for me, and I'll be there for them for the rest of the, you know, their life and stuff like that. But
that's what's up, man. You know what I mean? You got to recognize those people that are in your life, bro, and that kind of make those like, just that little difference, you know what I mean?
Bit, man. Just a little bit.
You weren't with her a lot.
Nah.
But in those moments is what kind of like resonated with you, and it stuck with you. You know what I mean?
Big time. I mean, even after, like, when I was, you know, doing my thing, like for, you know, random Mother's Day or July 4th, they'd be like, you know, Clay, you want to come down for the family? I was like I was a part of the family, and then their family treated me like family too. So it was really, really, you know, where you want to be dark, like, oh, no one loves me. Blah, blah, blah. You know, it's like, it's right there. You know what I mean? It's right fucking there, and you can't deny it. You can't deny it.
It's like for the most part, dog, it's like we expect, if we don't get love from our family, like our immediate family, we're kind of like, but we're not realizing like there's other people that aren't in your family that care
You're not
about
seeing
you.
Those. Yeah, it's like you want love from these people, but you're getting love here, and it's like, oh, what I want. You know what I mean? It's like, you got to realize the blessings. Dude. You got to realize, and then keep your glasses on and see those fucking blessings.
Yeah, man, that's true, dog. And shit, dog, I was just thinking about that earlier today. Is, you know, the people that are in your life, bro, they gotta be able to have some sort of influence on you. You know what I mean? Because especially if you consider yourself you have a small circle. Those are the people that you want in your life around you for a reason. You know what I mean? Especially in mine. Like, I had to cut my circle down super small, dog, because I feel like there was a lot of outside influence in my life at that time. You know what I mean?
Right.
And to have those select people that you can count on to tell you, hey, you know, kind of fucking up. You know what I mean? Or just to show you that piece of love at that moment. Not even knowing, you know what I mean? That she didn't even know you was going through something. She just kind of, hey, come over. You know what I mean?
It was just like a hug. It was just like, you know what I mean? It's like, you know, when somebody puts their hand over there and it's like pulls you in. That's what it felt like.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. So yeah, shout out Norma and the Marigo family. I hope everything's good. If I could do anything, you let me know. Straight up. One more thing before I ask you about your week. I just want to like shout out myself. I got a crib. I got a fucking house, bro.
That's what's up, bro. Yeah. We was talking about that, man.
Yeah.
When we went into your apartment the other day, you had told me, that you was moving and everything was out of place or whatever that. But at that same time, I felt like, yo, this fool's actually like, I was proud and happy for you, dog, because not a lot of people can afford to do that nowadays, dog. Like, shit's crazy right now.
Yeah,
bro.
no, man. I was like, you know what I mean? Should I just keep saving money and live in this place? You know what I mean? But like, I was like, you know what? I got to make this move because I want more time with my kids. You know what I mean? And it's easier when you have a house. They can just slam up in the place and chill.
Have their own room.
Yeah, they can chill. You know what I mean? And enjoy it. Whereas apartment, it's we're all right there. You know what I mean?
It's a little tight.
It's been. You know what I mean? And I have 2 girls and a boy, so it's I just pray that things go the way I want to. Of course, like I said, the blessings come in different forms. So I'm just trying to roll with it. You know what I mean? Set up my house now, get the couple beds, start, buying the appliances I need and stuff like that. But I want to shout out Janelle. She's a personal assistant for the doctor, but she also took the time out of her day to actually help me move. You know what I mean? All I asked her was like, do you know a mover? You know what I mean? Do you have information on a mover or a company that you recommend? She's like, oh, well, I did this, that, and the other. Okay, cool. And that was the conversation. Next thing I know, she's like, hey, I'm around. Can I help you move? I'm like, what? Yeah, bet. She stopped by, threw shit in boxes like a fucking drill sergeant. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, should we chill or get something to eat? She's like, no, get this and that. Like,
let's get this shit
Let's get this shit done. I'm like, we can get this done in 3 hours.
Honestly, bro, like one thing I hate doing, bro, is moving, bro. Like, I
know, man.
Hate that.
In my
shit,
life,
man.
I've moved a lot, though. That's why I can say that. Yeah.
So for somebody to offer you help doing that, that's love right there,
love,
bro.
Dude.
That's love
shout
right
out
there.
for sure, man. So that's my week, man. I've really been kind of like up and down, but like I said, I've had blessings here and there. Boom, the help moving. Boom, the help serving that 10 top. And then the blessing of that dinner on Sunday was that everything was gone. Like the whole world was gone. I was in that house. It was just them, their kids, and me. I wasn't worried about nothing, bro. I was like, I could shed a tear because I just loved the moment of cooking. I had all my tools. I had all my shit. I did everything that I needed to do. I cooked the best meal that I fucking could for them. And they felt it. They were like, dude, this is the greatest meal, greatest steak I've ever had. Best this and that. Like,
experience.
It's just like, when I left, I was like, that's what I want to do, dog. That's what I am. That's
what we live for, dog. And like, to me, it's like, the money's cool, bro. Don't get me wrong, man. The money's good. Like, I love getting paid what I get paid. Right. But it's nothing like a client to sit in my chair and him telling me like, yo, it's my wedding day. Yeah. It's my anniversary. Oh, dude, I got a dinner. I got an interview.
Yes, sir.
And then for them to come back the next time like, yo.
That was the shit.
The wedding, look at the pictures, dog. Look at your cut. I got that job because of the cut. I got, you know what I mean? And
I gave you that when I had the first cut because I needed a podcast for that. I was going to be on a podcast and you cut me up, dog. That's that sauce.
It's a special feeling, bro. Extra, like, that's what I love, man, is watching the client walk out and they're like feeling themselves. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And I'm over here looking busted as fuck. You know what I mean?
It's because, hey, so what happens though, you know what I mean? I'm a chef. I do not cook for myself. You're a barber. You're not worried about how you every single day. Exactly. You're worried about your clients, how they look.
Yeah, I'm worried about my clients, about my business, about my barbers and shit. Like, so I know
but you still looking draped out and drip. Come on, man. Stop playing.
I try, dog. I try. You know what I mean?
Stop playing. But so how was your week, dog? How was your week, dog?
You know what, man? This week, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, I caught myself feeling comfortable. I caught myself feeling in a little bit of that complacency mode and shit. And the thing about complacency, dog, is a sneaky motherfucker, dog. It's a sneaky motherfucker.
Yeah, it could creep on you without.
You don't know you're complacent usually until somebody else tells you.
Points it out. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's good?
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, man. Like, I felt like after the event, and I even said it last episode, like I kind of downshifted a little bit, and I stayed in that downshift. Yeah. Because up to the point of the event, it was just like go, 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 go. And then after that, I found myself kind of like taking it easy and not working, the fucking 12, 10-hour days and shit. I started to like start early, but then those evening appointments, I'd kind of be like, yo, dog, can I reschedule you? Something came up and this and that. And, that's bad. That's a bad habit, bro. Like, every time I do that, I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? You know what I mean? And it kind of like, that itself gets you in that complacency even more. It's kind of like digging the hole deeper. You know what I mean? So the reason I noticed it and I acknowledged it was I was, Sunday with my girl chilling out or whatever. We're driving to the store. We kind of have a day out. And she's like, can I ask you something? I'm like, yeah, go for it. And she goes, do you find yourself now that you have, everybody's in there and everybody's renting out the spaces and you pretty much have your rent paid. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you find yourself cutting less? And I was like, yeah. But it's not because that's how just the amount of cuts that I've got for that week. It's just like I said, I've been pushing people back, switching shit around when it's unnecessary. And I caught that shit, bro. She made me realize it, and I was like, yo, like, now's the time to put more, like you say, put the pedal to the metal and not slow down. Because, my rent's getting paid, but then I'm counting on that too much. You know what I mean? And now I'm like, in my head, I'm like, well, I don't really need to do this cut. Yeah. I don't need to do these next 2 cuts.
But
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think from my perspective, dude, I'm in envy because like that's what I prayed for with Joey. Is that like, not that rent was being paid for, but like the slack would be taken, right? Of cooking or any type of things that I do, right? Whether it be dishes, recipes, marketing, anything, pictures, whatever it is. I mean, I apologize, but basically what I'm saying is like the slack is your rent to be paid. I think this is the time, like I said, put the pedal to the metal because we have this extra space to create. You know what I mean? That's what hurts and it takes a lot of pain, but like that's the space we have to create now and do something bigger. While we have this going, it's like, okay, now we have time. Okay, bust this out. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, an idea. And then if you fall back, you have your rent paid. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
Yeah. And another analogy I can think of is because when we're saying that, I don't want you to like think that you're regressing. No. I do because I lost an employee but like it's like you're climbing the mountain and I go to the Sugarloaf Summit, and it basically goes up and then it levels out a little bit, and that's the halfway point, and then it goes up straight. You know what I mean? So I feel like you've gone up like with that event, and then you're just at the halfway point. You know what I mean? Or like a point, and you're like, just kind of chilling, walking,
take a little breather.
I mean? Yeah, a little breather, taking some beef jerky. You know what I mean? Yeah. Talking with your lady a little bit. You know what I mean? Enjoying the sights. But when you get back on the trail, I know you have the energy to fucking hit it hard,
sure,
dog. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, for sure.
I mean, some of it, dog, is just like. With my girl being pregnant and then wanting to be there with her, you know what I mean? Trying to fucking take the time.
It's a struggle. It's a mental
and delegate the balance and shit, dog. Because one thing that I've always told myself, bro, is like I'm out here trying to break generational curses and shit. You know what I mean? So we were having a conversation this past weekend with my mother-in-law, and she said, you guys are a good space because you guys are pregnant, but there's no chaos in your relationship. You know what I mean? And so, I mean, something that kind of, it stuck with me. She said, when I had these two, she's talking about my girl and her brother, I was getting beat up on and I was having arguments and getting thrown around and shit like that. And I'm like, yo, it made me want to be with my girl more and have that more quality time because in my household, it was the same thing, dog. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, I couldn't.
How do I change that? And this is your motive. This is what your motive.
Right. Yeah. So now I'm like, that just makes me feel a lot better because, my son's not gonna grow up in this environment, or at least be born into this environment where it's like chaotic.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I pride myself in that shit, but at the same time, shit still got to get paid. Shit still has to be done. I'm not nowhere near where I want to be. Sure. I made it to a point where people are looking at me like, yo, dog, that's dope. That's fresh. I'm proud of you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, keep watching, bro, because I'm planned for bigger and better shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's just kind of finding like that balance, dog. And the more you level up, you got to readjust that balance. You know what I mean? The more you hit that next tier, it's going to be like, okay, I was spending a lot of time here now, but I can't. You can't go about it the same way every level. You know
got to recalibrate. You got different shit going on, man. You got a whole new, set of equipment or what you're carrying, what you're going with. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's one thing I said before. You know, I did a little thing on Instagram and saying, you know, complacency is the death of dreams, bro. Because like I said, complacency is a sneaky ass motherfucker, dog. And if you notice it, or if you don't notice it in time, it's gonna be like you're in another hole. You know what I mean? And then you got to dig yourself out of that shit. So be aware of your surroundings. Be aware. Be in tune with yourself. And if you find yourself, oh man, I'm comfortable right now, it's like, it's not necessarily a good thing, because you want to keep moving. You want to keep, you know what I mean? Just because you're running in place doesn't mean you're going forward. You know what I mean? Just because you have movement doesn't mean you're progressing. And that's why and that's just me being hard on myself, dog. You know what I mean? A lot of people, like, you're telling me, yeah, done, you're good. But in myself, I'm like, fuck, dog. Like, why am I rescheduling? Why am I, yo, can we do tomorrow at this time, instead of being like, yo, this is a schedule, this is a commitment that I made. Yeah. And I got to ride out with it. And that's it. You know what I mean? When I didn't have anybody, that's what it was, because that's what it had to be. Yeah, dog. You feel me?
That's great internal perspective, man. I mean, some people don't even think about like things like that, or even and verbalize it. You know what I mean? So that's good that you on that. I think the next turn is you going up, man. Like, I think you're not gonna go any further like into complacency.
I mean,
once you recognize it, I think that's the part of, you know what I mean, being real with yourself. Like, damn, I am being complacent. Not like, well, I deserve time off because I've been doing this and that. You know what I mean? No, it's like, you know what? Done with the rest. It's time to keep going and call it out. Call exactly, spade a spade, bro. That's what it is, dog.
That's what's up, man.
You're not scared. You're not like fucking putting yourself down. You're saying it's time to go.
It's time to go. Like, yo, that's enough rest and shit. You know what I mean? And that's why I go about it. I saw another barber post something, and he was talking about, and this dude's a big guy. He's a big name in the barber community in El Paso. I'm not gonna say his name because I just don't want it to come off like I'm talking shit or whatever. But he posted something about motivation, and he called it motivational porn. Yeah. And what he said was that, you know, there's so many people putting out motivational content that you might get lost in that content. But I'm thinking, like, there's never enough motivation, dog.
But I think I know what he's talking about, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everybody, like me, I talk about Gary Vee. I talk about, like, I don't know. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but like that's like big. But like, I think
Andrew Tate,
sure,
and
but
all
like
those guys.
Right, but
you know?
So what they're saying, you're just reverberating. Like, this is what he said. Now this is what I'm saying. You're like, that's what dulls the whole motivational aspect of anybody trying to help, because it's Tate that's trying to motivate you with what his aspect of life is, and this is how he sees it. But then you say exactly what he says, and it's not your life. You don't see it that way. You didn't go through that. You don't feel that way. You just saw Tate say that, and you're gonna reverberate it because you know he's been through it, right? So that's where things get diluted. We're not doing that. People like me and you, we're talking about our life and what motivates us because of life experiences, you know, stuff like that. And then we might attribute it to, oh, Gary Vee said this, you know, and it aligns with what we're talking about in our life. Right. So if we're not, it's not talking shit. Like, that's a good point. It is a good point that there's a lot of motivational porn out there that you got to sift through it to that juicy shit that you do like and that really resonates in your life.
Like page 65 and
you know
now
I mean?
I like this one.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just say, oh, well, Tate said that. I think Tate's a good person, so let me, or, you know, if you don't, Tate said that, so he's not a good person, I'm not going to take that advice. You know what I mean? It's more of what relates to your life and what you're going through. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
like,
man.
That's it, man. That's it. But yeah, that's a good point, man. Very, very good.
And it was just kind of weird to, I don't know, bro. The way he said it was kind of like, take your time with it, you know what I mean? You got plenty of time, and you know, do you, which is cool. Whoa. You know, everything he said was on point.
But it's his perspective.
That's his perspective.
Yeah.
In a way, you know, I've had other conversations with other people that kind of throw innuendos and like little shots like, I'm tired of this motivational stuff, and why don't you get, you know what I mean? Which is cool, but at the same time, bro, like, you just motivated, by you saying that, you just motivated somebody. So you are now in that category of motivational porn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, watch what you really say, because you're gonna end up in the same bracket as what you're talking about and what you kind of like are against, you know?
Maybe he's not so much against it as like he wants to get in the lane, but he just doesn't know how.
If you want to be on the show, dog, just holler at me, man.
Got you, dog. We got you. You got something to say? You know what I mean? That's what we want. Is what's your perspective on life? What you've been through, so that our audience can hear it and be like, damn. He's been through it too, and he made it. What?
Yeah, exactly, man. That's all it is, dog. It's personal experience. You know, I don't know. I don't talk about shit that I don't know about.
Yeah.
I don't say shit that I don't know about.
Yeah.
I don't say shit or come up with like a facade to kind of fit in where. No, I'm original. I've only talked about what the fuck I've been through and what we've been through.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Our previous episodes, we talked about my apprentice Joey. Had to let him go. Somebody said to me, I felt it coming, and the main idea of what they were saying was that leaders inspire. Like, they weren't saying like it was bad or it was good, or you know, it's your fault, or it's a W, it's a L. They were saying that leaders inspire. I was like, fuck. Okay.
I like that shit, man.
I like that a lot, man, too, man, because like I want to beat myself up, but at the same time, like, next person that comes in my realm, like, I'm gonna continue to inspire them until I feel like they're not taking the inspiration. You know what I mean? Like, and that's on me.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. So you let go of Joey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And nothing against the boy or whatever. Right, it just wasn't a lot of it. The business part of it, dog, you know, and like we talk about, that shit's hard to deal with, you know what I mean? I'm sure you gave him enough breaks past your breaking point, and then you actually gave him another chance. And
but at the end, though, it was a quick let go. It wasn't like, we talked about it and I got to let you go. It was like,
you get to a point where it's like easy to do.
That's it, you know what I mean? Like, because like, the thing is, I gave him a 30-minute window. Like, he was being late, 20 minutes. I was like, all right, well, I need to know when you're going to be here. I can't just waiting for you like a douchebag. So it's like, be here by 1 or 1:30. Anytime in between 1 and 1:30, and I have a window. And I called him at 11. Hey, what time did I tell you to be here? 1 to 1:30. All right, cool. So be here.
So he knows.
He knows. So that's why I was like, 11:30 came, or whatever I said.
1:30.
1:30, and he wasn't there. Started loading the car, and then I remember I was like, there's no way he's not gonna show up. So 11:45, I went back to my house. Went back to my house, and I said, I forgot towels. Let me get some towels. I'm dragging my feet, bro. I'm kicking rocks. I'm like, fucking Joey, show up. I get in my car. I start it. I fucking leave, and then I halfway there, and I get a text. Oh, I'm here. Where should I meet you? I'm like, dog, you're tripping. Like, oh my God, I just can't deal with it anymore. That's it. You know what I mean? I told him, not that you're fired, but I told him, listen, at this point, I'm going to have to start doing things by myself again. Like, specifically, I told him that. I'm going to have to start doing things by myself again. Maybe we'll cross paths again and start working, but I don't think that it's working out right now. If you need anything else from me, the last thing I'll do for you is take you to culinary school and get you signed up and make sure that you're accepted by those chefs. Be here tomorrow at 8 a.m. and that's the last thing I got for you. And no, he didn't show up at 8 a.m.
Obviously.
He ended up calling me Clay instead of Chef again, and which is like a slap in the face. And I didn't listen to anything he had to say after that. I just paid him for what he worked for me and then kind of like went about the whole thing. You know what I mean? And I don't shed a tear on that one. It's more of like, he showed his true colors and that's it. We move on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it is. And I took it on of course, the next week I had to do everything by myself. It was hard, but like, just the way it is. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is.
Yeah, bro. And the thing is that 5-month span, that's about accurate of how long it takes for a nigga to show you their ass.
Yeah, you keep talking about that. That's gonna be your fucking saying, dog.
Yeah,
I like
bro,
that shit,
because
dog.
it's like, they start off so motivated. They start, I'm fucking for the team, bro. Whatever I could do, on time, early, doing extra shit, and then it just starts falling off here and there. You know what I mean? And then by the end of it, it's a completely different person that you don't even that you didn't hire. Yeah, you didn't hire him. Yeah. Because he was portraying himself as somebody else. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I feel like I could mold him into a chef and like give him the right skills to become a personal chef and things like that. But there was no progression. That's the thing. There was a real slow progression. And things like him being slow pulled me back. Things like him being late pulled me back. You know what I mean? Like, and
that's a representation of your at that time, bro. It's not Chef Clay. It's keeping the PC,
right? And then so that's all perspective, man. Seriously, like in the end, when I'm doing everything during the week, right? And I'm like, fuck, it's a lot of work, but the production level is way higher. I love the dish that I was putting out. I love the prep that I did. I love the cuts that I made. You know what I mean? Like, so it's almost like we were doing 3-star for a little while. help him learn, to help him get his confidence, get things on. And then now I take the reins by myself, and I'm back to 5-star. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It's like you have to take a little bit of it. You know, you want to pull somebody on your team, you got to take a hit. You can't just be like, oh, this chingon, and it's gonna be easy to just keep moving. No, you gotta take the hit a little bit. You know what I mean? And I was willing to. You know what I mean?
I think.
But now that I see my plates, I'm like, fuck. No, this is keeping it PC right here. This is
exactly.
Yeah.
You gotta know who the fuck you are.
Standards, man. We talk about standards, man, and that's the reason I pulled the triggers, because we talked about standards.
And at the same time, bro, I feel like when we was starting off, and like you were super excited about hiring Joe.
Sure, yeah.
Which
absolutely.
is that's why it's like kind of crazy for me to see that it didn't work out.
It's good though.
Because
honestly.
it's an experience. It's a learning experience.
Yeah, for sure.
The L is not a loss. It stands for learning.
Yeah, there you go. Behind it, dime.
And I'm the same way too, bro. Like I was telling myself, I don't care if you suck. I don't care. I just want a barber, and I know that I can show him, and I know that by the 5 months I'll fucking have him a beast. But that's not necessarily the case, bro, because you're putting effort.
But how much are they putting in? How much are they? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Are they taking it in? Are they soaking it in? Are they fucking taking every word that you have to say and actually taking it and seeing like, damn, like, okay, he's speaking facts.
I do have to say real quick, objectively though, we have to realize our capabilities and what we put forward, and then objectively, like, this person taking on that role, is it too much? You know what I mean? Are we really communicating enough and stuff like that too? Like, so I mean, there's a little bit that I'm thinking internally. You know what I mean? Like, in fact, I've written a job description of the next chef that I want and what they need to
being a little bit more prepared with it.
Yeah, and
rather than just.
Like, I can mold you and we'll figure it out and we'll become great. You know what I mean? Like in here, it's like, no, on paper, I need you to write recipes weekly. I need you to keep a clean station. I need you to throw the trash if needed. Never open a drawer at somebody's house. You know, there's so many rules to being a personal chef that has nothing to do with it being in a kitchen in a restaurant. Dude.
Right.
So, you know, I just it's all, you know, what hindsight is 20/20. You know what I mean? Once you get to that point at the end, you're like, oh shit, I should have done this. I could have done that. You know what I mean? But he's doing the same thing too. You know what I mean?
Hopefully.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And that's accountability, dog. And I'm big on accountability, dog, especially with it when it's within myself. I take accountability just like I did earlier. Like, yo, I gotta stop.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking around with the schedule.
That's how we move forward. That's how we progress, dude. For sure.
So, for the people that have worked with me and shit didn't work out, or maybe you still work with me and it's still kind of like, fuck this guy, like, why is he telling me this shit? You know what I mean? Just know that I do take accountability for myself, and I'm not just worried about you. I'm worried about how could I change myself to make this shit work with you.
Right. For
you
sure.
know what I'm saying? Because you're an asset, dog. Like, whether the progression is there or not, Joey was an asset.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Will's an asset. Jam's an asset. Fucking, the tattoo artists, they're an asset. It might not be on the scale of where you want it to be,
right? But
that's something that you got to gradually work on and shit. But sometimes it just gets hard, dog, when it's like the open-mindedness is not there. You know what I'm saying? And like, for example, dog, one example is the cleaning schedule at Drip Studio.
Right.
You know, it was supposed to be Monday, Wednesdays, Thursday nights. People started falling off, including myself. Sometimes I got doctor's appointments and shit I gotta go to, bro, fucking podcasts and shit like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like, damn, I'm the fucking boss. I own this shit. I shouldn't have to be clean. But because it's such a small circle, I still have to.
Right.
But because we weren't collectively doing it, they saw me kind of fuck up one day. Like, I'm gonna fuck up. I gotta do it. So now, you know what? All right. Now everybody pays $10 a week so we can hire somebody to do it.
There you go. Hell yeah.
And they're like, some people were like, why? No, I don't mind cleaning. Well, last week you didn't clean, so obviously you do mind. You know what I'm saying? And other people were like, yeah, I'd rather fucking pay the $10 because I don't like to clean. I don't like to clean either.
Yeah,
so fuck it.
Hell yeah.
$10. What's $10?
That works.
And at the same time, we're helping this dude out. For him cleaning, he's getting paid, he's learning and shit or whatever.
Another Drip Squad
member, dog. Danny Dior, my boy.
There you go.
He's in school, and what better job or side hustle to have while you're in barber school is to work at a barbershop.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Dude. So I didn't, honestly, bro, like, I didn't want to do that. I'm real tight. Like, I'm and I'm not saying that I'm stingy.
No, but you don't see. It's like a luxury.
Yeah. For me to pay somebody to clean, dog, that's a luxury, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for sure,
when I know I can get down and dirty with my own self.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
bet.
So I did it as for a team because one thing I hate fucking arguing about, dog, is cleaning, because it's such the simplest thing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, obviously I'm not gonna win this battle. Obviously it's gonna be a battle every week.
Yeah.
And I don't got time for that shit, bro.
I bet.
You know what I mean? So I said, fuck it. Look, we're gonna fucking pitch in $10. Everybody's gonna pitch in $10. He's gonna come in and clean. Now we don't gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
I got a little bit of head butting from, you know, certain people like, well, I don't care. I'll come in and clean. And well, you know what, bro? Like, last time you brought up the fact that you wouldn't want to be the only one cleaning, and now you are going to be the only one cleaning. So just put in the $10. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just little things like that, bro, where you have to navigate and maneuver and kind of figure out how to use it against them a little bit, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, everybody's playing mind games, man. Seriously, like they're trying to get their schedule. Like you're trying to make your schedule. They're trying to get paid. You're trying to like get paid. It's a you know what I mean? It's like a game in a way, but at the same time you're on the same team. So it's like communication.
Same team,
yeah,
but there's
communication.
You know, same team, but there's also fucking 6 other grown men involved.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of ego, attitude, and
personality, all that
personality.
shit, yeah.
Even if you say it the right way, hey bro, can you please come in and clean tomorrow? They're gonna be like, yeah, I guess I will. You know what I mean? To avoid it, bro, it was just like, this is something necessary, and it's working out, bro.
And that's one thing I hate about the kitchens too. You can imagine how dirty the fucking kitchens get, bro. And I used to fucking hate cleaning the kitchens, bro. That's one part of like getting a restaurant I don't want. Like even if you're the owner, like you have to be a part of it somehow. Whether it's hiring that cleaning service to do the fryer oil every week, or you know, there's so many facets, you know what I mean? So like, you just gotta, you know, as an owner and stuff like that.
These motherfuckers is spoiled, dog. These motherfuckers is spoiled, dog. But honestly, bro, in a way, it's like, man.
Maybe you should get a personal chef for them too, dog. You know what I mean?
I know a guy.
You know a guy? I bet.
I know a guy, dog.
Hell yeah, dog. That's what's up.
It's just a part of the game, bro. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, bro, I wouldn't change the team that I have right now, man. Yeah, maybe minor adjustments or whatever, but I feel like everybody's locked in. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even Will, bro. You know, he's promoting more. He's taking a little bit more time with his cuts. He's getting better. Mm-hmm. You know, he's more willing to be
he's posting
a part
more
of the team and shit like that. You know what I mean? Which is for me, one of the hardest parts about dealing with people is how to talk to one person and then talk to another person completely different.
Yeah, they don't teach that in business school, dog.
Yeah,
so don't worry, like it's everybody's dealing with that, dude.
Everybody's intaking information differently.
Yeah.
Just like me, if you come at me with a certain tone or a certain type of way, I might be like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? It's just the approach. That's what.
Oh yeah, kind candor. That's Gary Vee talks about kind candor. He never had it for a while until he figured out like there's a way to talk to people and get your point across without hurting feelings or getting emotional.
But at the same time, how do you stay stern?
I should read more into that because he talks about it. You know what I mean? It's a term, so I can't really make up anything. But it's Gary Vee, somebody that like if you look up Gary Vee, put kind candor, I bet you like there are a couple of videos will help you out for sure. Because there's a way to talk to people and approach them and still have respect. You know what I mean? And leave the meeting with the respect and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in the business world, if you can't do that, then you know what I mean. It's not. There's no progression. You know what I mean?
Something like
because you have to have people to help you. You can go fast by yourself, but you can go long with a team.
Yeah, and that also is. It goes into like I read something about business. It says you never want to burn your bridges. In business.
No.
Because
never.
you never know when you got to go back and be yo, let's do something. Or, hey, I need this.
I'll tell you what, though. Like, never burn a bridge because they either remember you or they see you. And they're like, damn, Clayton's on that? Well, Clay, hey, what's up, man? Remember we did that? Let's do this. Okay, bet, I'm down.
Exactly.
So it's like both ways. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, don't burn a bridge, but like, keep those people. You know what I mean? Like, keep doing your thing. Not worry about like, oh, I did that with this person and they never came back. You know, it's like, nah, you're still there.
They're still exactly.
There.
Yeah. Having that opportunity, that option there.
Sure.
Still, you know what I mean? And
yeah, definitely.
To me is when I was trying to find barbers, trying to find tattoo artists, trying to find somebody to fill a garage.
Right.
I remember hollering at this dude 3 times. And I don't know if he changed his Instagram number, his name or whatever. Well, I didn't really notice.
Yeah.
But he hit me with the like, yo, dog, this is the third time you fucking come at me. Like, I felt like he was kind of like, stop. But in a way, I felt like, no, like I'm gonna keep coming for you, dog. I'm gonna keep coming at you because if you can tell me no 100 times, but it takes just that one yes.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Or shooting my shot at different people.
Have, you know, a full schedule, and then on that 1 week, like, I don't know, man, it's tough getting a full schedule all the time. Let me see what Vic's got going on.
Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows? That's crazy.
It's just, you know what I mean? The maneuver, dog. You gotta
finesse it. Finesse
the maneuver.
So, yeah, Pinchy Joey, if he listens, man, shout out, dog. I hope you're doing good things, dog. But either way. And
this is the thing, dog, like, whether good or bad, I hope it lights a fire under your ass, dog.
Yeah.
Because whether you believe it or not, you left with something. You left with a skill.
Oh yeah, bet.
You left
for
with
sure. And my knives.
And you dropped the ball because you left. He was gonna take you to culinary school and get you signed up, bro.
Yeah,
like
1,000.
You should have just took that opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From one OG to the next, be like, yo, dog, like. Yeah, we can't work together right now, but shit, let's get you in culinary school. Who knows? Maybe in a year or two or whatever. You know what I mean? But
it's all good.
You don't got to waste your time either, bro. You know, I'm a big believer in like time is of the essence, and time is something you can never. Time is a commodity, bro. You can never get that shit back.
If I could buy time, or I'd rather you pay me in time than pay me in money. Sometimes, you know what I mean? But you can't do that. Can't do that. Yeah, time is. Oh man, like it seems like I moved in my house, but like. I haven't time to unpack or move or do anything, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
There's not enough hours in the day,
dog. Dude, and the trash was full, so like I had like a couple trashes inside. I'm like, damn, okay, finally throw trash. Let me get fucking like the ball rolling now of a house, you know what I mean? Like, time, bro.
Slow,
it's time, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Dog, that's like
gotta buy a fucking washer and dryer, gotta get a fucking new bed, you know what I'm saying, dog?
But honestly, bro, like that's like kind of like the cool part about moving in a new space where you get. I know the money's kind of like
the money. Fuck the time, bro. I can't get no time to go to Costco. I'm there fucking buying sea bass. I'm like,
they got a washer on fucking sale right now.
There,
but let me get this.
Y'all deliver
this salmon.
Yeah. Straight up. I bought some bed sheets too. They're sitting on top of my fucking bed. It's cool.
You're still sleeping on the mattress?
Couch, on the couch. I don't even sleep. That's nasty. I've done that once, but I don't like the way you feel in the morning, dog. It's sweaty and shit.
True.
I sleep on the couch, bro. But it's cool. It reminds me of when I first moved in the apartment back in the day. I didn't have a bed. I just slept on the couch, dog, for a minute.
You just grinded it out,
dog, for a minute. And I felt like I didn't need a bed. I was like, I have money to get a bed. I'm like, I'd rather fucking just keep grinding. You know what I mean? And
I'm the same way, dog, and I feel like that with my truck right now, bro. Like, this bitch is about to give out.
Yeah?
Like, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah. She's on her last fucking couple years or maybe less, but a lot of people tell me, like, yo, why don't you get a card, bro? Like, I can, dog. I can. But the thing is like, I rather much put that money into something else, bro. You know what I mean? I used to be like, yeah, I'm going to get a fucking car. I'm going to fucking drive straight to the rim shop, 22s. And now I'm like, fuck it, this shit gets me from point A to point B. You know what I mean? And it's kind of embarrassing a little bit because, oh, you're an owner? You own a business? And they see you pulling in the fucking Durango and shit, 02. And I'm like, damn, it's kind of like, I want to fit that model kind of a little bit.
I think we passed, we passed that point where it's like, yeah, drip is part of like being a barber, I know, but if you're an entrepreneur, you know, like the flashy is not the rich guy or the successful guy. You know what I mean? Like we start realizing like where our money goes and like where we want it. You know what I'm saying? Like I buy shoes because I love shoes. I don't buy shoes because I want to flex. You know what I'm saying? Like that helps. That like it's retail therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like but I'm not trying to buy clothes, and I don't really.
And even when I do, bro, I go to Marshall's, Ross, dog. People ask me like, "Yo, that's a dope shirt. Where'd you get it at?"
Hey, you always fucking flex, man. You just know where to get. You know the spot. You're like, "Hey, girl, what's the new spot?" Oh, over here.
I got somebody that just puts shit aside for me, bro.
Oh, damn! I need that hookup, dog. Damn.
I wish.
I used to know somebody at Foot Locker, man. That was good days, but no more.
Back in the day where you used to have to walk into a store to get a pair of shoes.
Remember that?
Wait in line Saturday mornings.
Hell yeah, I remember that.
Bro,
shit.
These resellers, man, fuck.
You
guys fucking it up.
Yeah, it's a flex though. That's a hustle, man.
That's a hustle, bro.
I wish I had the skills to hold shoes, man. I just end up wearing them.
Yeah, same. I'll be fucking doing roofing jobs in some J's and shit.
Damn, that's me, bro. I'll be cooking in ones, bro. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, why do you do that? That's my style. If they know that like Chef Play, like
just
shoes, be cooking
man.
in ones. You know what I mean?
They just shoes. They're meant to be worn.
There you go. 1,000. That's what I feel anyway.
Well, what's coming up with you, dog? I know you, like you say, you just got, you know what I mean? You just on your own right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to say get rid, but you dropped the weight that you unnecessary weight.
Yeah.
So now that you've created this template of what you want your next chef to look like or be like,
I'm even hesitant to hire. You know what I'm saying? What I want is to move forward with the meal prep business. Me and Ricky are making Ricky Maynes. We just had the guest last week.
Shout out Ricky, dog.
Shout out Ricky.
Shout out
that
fucking
motherfucker
Savage Academy.
Diamonds.
Shout out Savage Diamond, bro. He's a cool ass motherfucker, dog.
Definitely a fucking leader right there, man. I'm eager. I'm putting a business plan together so that we can collaborate and do meal preps from, like gourmet, like chicken Alfredo. I don't know, to
healthy shit.
Like some fighter would just probably need protein. You know what I mean? We're gonna have paleo, vegetarian, all in between everything. So we need to set up the infrastructure of online ordering, and we're buying refrigerators and stuff like that. So there's a whole fucking.
Oh, that's dope, bro.
Yeah. So I'm writing the business plan. I wanna.
He has plenty of space in there, dog. That's when I walked in there, I was like, I automatically started boom, boom, boom. You could do this, you could do that, you could do this.
Yeah.
And it gave me kind of that little spirit of like, all right, now I want to do something new too. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to level up and shit,
That's
man.
what I'm saying, man.
I left really inspired, bro. You know what I mean? From what he had to say and where he came up, even after the show when he couldn't say certain things that he was kind of scared of.
Right.
I was like, yo, man, this fool
been through it,
dog, and he's coming out of a situation worse from mine. So I'm over here bitching about my old situation. I'm like, yo, that was cool. That was cool as fuck.
Yeah,
bro.
it brings you down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But that's the why part of like Wu-Tang, because like I living in South Florida, man, it's a beautiful place, bro. It's fucking everything you can imagine. I remember the school I went to, like if a new car dropped, like it was in the parking lot. Like one motherfucker had that shit. So I used to be like, oh, why don't I have that? And my parents are so fucking broke, blah, blah. You know what I mean? But listen to Wu-Tang, shit could be so much worse. I just realized, like, man, you could have, am I going next door asking for food? You know what I'm saying? No, my parents fucking leave food and fucking Kool-Aid and shit like that. So I gotta stop fucking bitching. You know what I mean? The same way, you know what I mean? Like we saw Ricky's story and we're like, damn, you know what I mean? Let's keep leveling up because it could be worse, dog. This motherfucker came from nothing, dog. Went to prison, you know what I mean? And fought his way out of that motherfucker, dude. Literally.
You know what I mean? That right there, dog, is because my pops, dog, he's a convicted felon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for felons, dog, and convicts and people who've been in that situation. I've never been in that situation. I mean, thank God that I haven't. I've done some crazy shit. I've done some crazy shit, wild shit that if I were to get caught, I wouldn't be here right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But thank God, bro, whatever angel was with me, man, thank you for helping me out through that situation, dog, because honestly, bro, I'm not built for that shit, dog. I'm going to say that shit right now, and honestly, I don't think anybody is.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why they say hardened criminal, because you get hard in there.
You fucking get in there, and then you become institutionalized and shit, and I've seen it firsthand, bro. Like, when my dad got out of jail and shit, that second time, I'd be like, come on, dad, let's fucking around with him, and he'd be like, yo, stop, like... And I'm like, oh shit. Even just that little kind of bothered him. First couple months, I had to kind of tiptoe around him and shit. You know what I mean? And I felt like
the PTSD.
Yeah, bro, it's real. You know what I mean? Yeah. And for you to come out of that and do better for yourself.
Yeah. That's
and get that dream that you've always dreamed of, bro.
That's you gotta watch out for people like that, man. Seriously.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for those motherfuckers, dog, because
nothing's holding them back, dude. There's nothing holding them back.
They have nothing to lose because honestly, they've lost it all already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and everything he has, he's built himself. You know what I'm saying? Like the Savage Academy, and he's got his lady now. They're having a family and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, shout out motherfucking Ricky, man, and all the best. You know what I mean?
For sure, dog.
We brought him up. How come? Where did we go? Talking about
meal preps and like the future, where you want to go through. And when do you see that?
Well, I mean,
when is it gonna happen?
So this Sunday, I invited him over to actually talk about the business plan that I have. You know what I mean, and what the ideas that I have, because he has more of the aspect of clientele and like people that he knows if he puts something out that they would back him up. It's a more of a collaborative effort where I'm bringing the food and he's gonna do the marketing in a way. It's 50-50 venture, and I don't know, man. It's just a collaborative where he sees the potential and I see potential. We're just gonna hit heads together until we actually make a product. But I have ideas that are making it niche, you know what I mean, that'll make it different from the meal preps on the market. And he already made a logo, you know what I mean? So he's really into it and wanting to make a business out of it so that he can, you know, be a fighter and realize, you know, what his longevity is, and then at the end of whatever it is, have businesses to you know, to fall back on and stuff like that. And I think that him having that outlook and me being a entrepreneur with like fucking full head of steam, it's like good collaboration. It's a great collaboration.
Right.
And we can only go forward. So definitely gonna put a business plan together.
What's the name?
I want to say Evolve, but it's not. I apologize. Yeah, but it's a real cool Phoenix sign, and then it's with the E, meal preps. I can't think of it right now, but
True.
We just barely came up with it, and I liked it a lot. I just don't. The only thing I told them was just involve the Chef Clay, like buy Chef Clay or Chef Clay kitchen out of Chef Clay's kitchen or something like that, and then gourmet. Those two things, and then
he can run with it however he
wants to. Yeah, because like I just want my name, so I have a part of the actual name of the food, and then a gourmet because that's what I want to push. Is like it's not just Fit Fuel. I'll say it because I'm going in the market. We're gonna compete. Fit Fuel $5 meal is the past. That's in the past, yo. You're gonna be looking at our meals for sure.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Because like honestly, when I used to do preps. I used to know the owner of not Fit Fuel. What was the other one called right there on Montwood and next to Wing Daddy's? It was called damn, I can't think of the name.
But it's
right
like
now.
Fit Fuel.
It's the same thing, bro, right? And I knew the owner. And we made this deal where I would cut him up and he would give me my meals for the week, 10 meals a week. I don't know how I fumbled that bag, but I found myself by Wednesday, Thursday, dog, the meals would just stay there because it was like the same shit, the same taste. It wasn't necessarily, I would say, gourmet.
Yeah.
And if you could do it in a way where people feel like they're not eating healthy food,
yeah,
you're going to set yourself aside, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Ricky already has people going in to train.
Right.
All he has to do is like, look, make sure you grab your meal on the way out. That's all he has to say.
Yeah, and that's the one question I used to ask a trainer is like, well, how much protein do I need? How many calories do I need? How much this and that do I need? Like he could come in the shop. For your body type, this vegan meal be good because it's no this, no that, it's that. Or maybe you just need for this week all protein. Hit this fighter meal where it's gonna be all protein and quinoa, and then you'll get your little bit of starch that you need, and then all that heavy protein. And then your protein shake is good too, but you don't really digest and metabolize all that protein. With food, you metabolize it better. Okay. So if you're, you know what I mean, and I'll tell you, I want to, because I have an idea on actual the meal prep.
Dive into it, though.
I want to, but like it's like a trademark almost. Like it's what's going to make us different and keep the flavor and keep the quality rather than other people and stuff like that. So
I think you mentioned it before.
Yeah. So it's something that I will have to tell eventually, and it's going to be evident. But I just want to wait till we actually release and you know what I mean. Yeah.
True.
So it's going to be gourmet. And it's going to be different.
Because there's a lot of copycats out here. Though.
It's all good. You know what I mean? And I know that's going to happen. I'm not worried about that. But we're going to jump on the market and then make our own little segment first. And then hit the top with the quality. And then, whatever happens. You know what I'm saying? But like, I think it's cool to enter the market with two headstrong people that are like, no, this is going to work. You know what I mean? There's no like ifs, ands, or buts. So I'm interested in going down that route. So I think you talk about what's in the future. I feel like it happened for a reason that Joey left because I'm going to pull back on personal chef service. I might even raise my prices on personal chef service. And then
yesterday's price is not today's price.
Exactly. Because I want to be more niche and maybe even offer one of my clients sole service and go for a salary. But what my goal is to get more time for myself, for my family, and to actually realize the value that I can create in the business of the meal preps and for a client that needs my service full time. So,
that's what's up, man.
Yeah, so I'm trying to cultivate that. You know what I mean? It's some people, as far as entrepreneurs and owners, need to realize your skills and the skills that you don't have. I think maybe in a way I'm not really equipped to be a leader. I'm a supervisor. I've never had the opportunity. No one's ever hired me into supervisory positions. I've never I've even had the opportunity and I was late. I lost the opportunity at one restaurant. So I never had the skills or training to be that. I did go to business school, but they don't really teach you that much. You know what I mean? So I know numbers and things like that. So I got to kind of just call a spade a spade.
Yeah, they don't teach you how to be an actual
human resources type of person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like social or whatever it is, skills, psychology, all that stuff. So I'm not the best at that. So I realized that, and I'm not going to bang my head against the wall like I need to hire somebody, I need to get somebody to do this. I'm just going to pull back and realize what I can do, make the most money at that things that I can do, build the business as the meal prep service, and then see where I go at that point. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's a full table right there. Yeah. That's a full plate right there. I could pay rent, I could pay my bills, save money and all that stuff. So it's not a matter of like do more and keep building and I fall off so I got to do more. No, it's just like, okay, let's take perspective on what's going on
in
right
your
now.
lane.
Yeah,
you know
stay in your lane. What's going on? Don't let things fall off because you're so worried about building more and going higher.
Right.
Yeah. Same with you. You know what I mean? You still feel complacent. I'm kind of pulling back to a complacency so I can see the field better. You know what I mean? And then make the right decision.
I like that shit. That shit. That's what I did then.
There you go. I like that. Yeah. And I feel you are too. I think that when your lady maybe said it verbally, you kind of were like, oh shit. Like she sees it too. Like I've been thinking it, but she sees it. Yeah. And it's, we all need reality checks like that for sure, dog.
But at the same time, I'm like just like you said earlier, it kind of brought to light that the fact that, I'm chasing the freedom, just like we say, dog, and I'm maybe in that stage of mind where I'm like, I'm complacent, but I'm also thinking of like, how can I gain more freedom from everything that's going on right now? Because it's going good, dog. You know what I'm saying? Everything's clicking. I'm starting to feel it. People are starting to pay rent and shit like that. So this past month, I actually felt that like, okay, I have this so much from this guy. I can count on these guys every month, blah, 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 blah. And I start doing the math in my head like, okay. Now I can really take Thursday, Friday, Saturday instead of doing Monday through Sunday type shit. You know what I mean? And I look at it as it kind of like of a step back because I'm coming from straight hustle, dog. Like when I was by myself, there is no type of lag. You know, I can't. I was not able to rest.
Yeah.
And that momentum kept me at my best because it needed to happen. It wasn't like, fuck, like now in a sense where everything's clicking, I'm making more money. And for me to keep going the same route is kind of like, I read this thing saying like, if the boss is working harder than everybody else and there's a problem, you know what I mean? And that's where I really start thinking like, I am working harder than everybody else. I am there more than everybody else still. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was going to be the other way around. And that's where it kind of gets tricky where like, okay, I need to still keep the same work ethic, but in what else? You know what I mean? Like the goal is to step away from the chair.
Event. Like when your energy goes to make it another event.
Yeah, that's what it is. And you was asking me about that, and it was supposed to be September at the beginning, like every month. But that just comes along with being a leader. I had mentioned it to Jam, which he's going to be the coordinator, helping me out or whatever. Yeah. And it kind of just maybe slipped through his mind or slipped through and shit, and he kind of didn't really focus on it or whatever.
But that's the thing, though. Also, like I can tell you, when I told Joey to write recipes, though, I mean, I was thinking, I probably just slipped his mind. You know, he didn't write the recipes and stuff like that.
I'm making excuses.
We got to hold our people accountable, dog. Like if you're gonna be my dog, you're gonna do my thing. Like come through, because I'm giving you the baton and I'm gonna turn and do this, and then when I come back it's gonna be done, right? But it's not, then that's not the coordination, that's not the teamwork effort. You know what I mean? It's like a responsibility. It's not like, hey, you know what, I have this idea, if you can, you know, maybe like do this. No, it's like, hey man, team effort, ready, boom, break, let's do this
Monday, let's have this shit done. And I feel like that's where I lack in that same skill. Just
we do, yeah, for sure.
That like I'm a say it once type of guy, and a lot of people don't necessarily. I'm not gonna say that they don't
still gotta
listen,
be a follow through though.
But they need you to be like, hey, what's up?
That's
hey,
fine.
What's up?
That's fine. But
I need to be more like on repetition type of shit. Where like, yo, what's up? Where we at today?
Yeah.
Where we at today? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know for a fact there's bosses that I've had. What's the numbers? What's the sales numbers? Like high.
And it sounds pushy. It sounds pushy to somebody.
Yeah.
But like when we talk about standard and you know, I always say, I just said it yesterday, I was like, it's called Drip Studio, dog. Like,
yeah, for sure.
So we need to be locked in. We need to be making sure that, you know, our standard is up there, and me myself first, because
you set the standard and you keep the standard first, and then keep it.
Because if I drop in standard, people are seeing that shit and they're noticing that shit. They might let it slip their mind that I told them something. But they're not gonna let it slip when I
leaders inspire, bro. Leaders inspire, bro.
Leaders inspire, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Oh yeah.
It's tough, bro. It's a tough world, man.
Yeah, it's tough because
but like, I love it, dog. Like,
I say the same thing. I asked for this and I want this. You know,
we asked for this.
Sounds like we
bro.
complain and we're talking about it. It's hard, but no, we're just like verbalizing what we go through, and we asked for this. We want this, and if y'all want this is what you have to deal with too. You know what I mean? Straight up.
Exactly, bro. And for those that.
We even our producer Paul is going through it. Remember, he's talking about he just got that new business.
No, Paul has, you know, several businesses, several things that he's got to take care of. He was kind of expressing to us how, you know, he still has to go in and
do some human
put
resources,
out fires and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So.
Everybody goes through it. You when you open a business or you want to do something by yourself, have that freedom you're talking about. There's sacrifices. There's certain things you have to go through, and this is part of it.
And if you notice, bro, every owner goes about it a different way. Just like you did. I am Paul.
Yeah.
So there's no wrong way to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Nah, there's no formula that's gonna work for every business,
bro. Yeah, exactly. Like, and that goes along with that whole, you know, motivational porn or whatever. Yeah. You just kind of pick what you like what you can take from that person.
Even if it's on page 65.
Yeah, even if it's like 139. Still ain't.
Damn, you with it. Damn. Got some time.
Yeah, man. You still ain't fucking like, you know, like the quality or whatever. Like, you might shit. But.
The analogy, bro. Let's go with that. I like it.
People who know what we're talking about. Yeah, motivational porn, bro. Like, that was kind of like. It was crazy because when I saw it, I just saw porn and I kind of like, what the fuck, like scrolled up.
Who's your motivational porn?
You know what, bro? I just watch us.
Oh, for real?
I'm God.
That's what's up, dog.
This is a shit that I want to express to people, dog. Like, I'm not a big podcast guy.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I know.
So when we started doing this, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work because I don't watch podcasts.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's the younger generation shit.
Sure.
But like slowly I am taking bits and pieces of what other podcasters have to say or whatever. But I love to rewatch our shit over and over because it gives me. First, I'm like scrutinizing myself, like, damn, I should have said this. I forgot to say this. Next time I'm gonna say this. So I'm like taking those little bits and pieces that I could do better, maybe shit that I could have left out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then some of the shit, like when we have guests, I'm like, damn, like Ricky, when we left and I was like fucking inspired, bro. Like, damn, like, yo, this is cool. But at the same time, bro, like listening to what we have to say, like shit that you say is like, man, like chef's on point, you know what I mean? And sometimes when we're talking about it, I can't really necessarily remember what the fuck we said.
Right.
So when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, yo, dog, I fucking forgot we said that, and it makes sense.
Me too. Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, yeah, especially the Ricky episode because he talked a lot, but I remember just I was able to verbalize what he was saying and then kind of, you know, say it again, and I was like, damn, that was good, that was perfect, you know what I mean? Because like Ricky's in his like mode, and it's almost like fucking, it gets to be like, you know what I mean? I feel that like Cobra, like you feel like he's like a Cobra sometimes. He just fucking gets it, and I just like interpret it a different way. I was like, damn, that was a good interview, man.
Yeah, man, it was
a good interview.
I mean, other than that, bro, I like to watch, you know, my favorite rappers, my favorite artists be in the podcast or in the interview.
Oh, when they're candid and they just talk and
I love that shit, dog, because I'm not saying that I necessarily see myself in them, but they start talking about where they come from.
Sure.
And you know, we go back to the Wu-Tang analogy where you're like, they had it rough, bro. It was hard for them.
Hell yeah.
And people don't realize like El Paso's hood, but it's not the hoodest. You know, there's sections in El Paso where it's bad.
It's poverty, yeah, for sure.
But there's other places, dog.
That gang hoods, like you don't enter territory.
Yeah, and here in El Paso, there's a lot of help, bro. There's hood, food stamps, you know, welfare and
TAMF,
you know all that shit. And in other places, bro, a lot of those funds aren't able to go out to a lot of people. So people are really going hungry. People are really fucking, you know, have no place to stay, no gas, no heat, no electricity. Even at my lowest, I had gas and electricity and some food. You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe it was, sometimes I would see my mom, she'd cook breakfast for us, boom. She would count on us to go to school and get fed there. We would come home and she would be borrowing money to go get that meal for the day. But at least we ate.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, some of these dudes, they didn't get to eat. You know what I mean? And I love to hear that shit because it makes me realize that my case in my life isn't as hard as I thought it was.
You're blessed, yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love to see like young Dolph, bro, when he was alive and he was spitting facts and shit. One interview, he says like, man, I love being a loner. I love being by myself because I feel like I'm in total control of where I gotta go and what I gotta get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And a lot of the times I'm like, that's cool because I found myself to be the same way, a lone wolf. And a lot of it is I took that character on when I was by myself.
Right.
Like I'm a lone wolf, I don't need nobody.
Yeah.
But now that I got a team, a good team behind me, I'm like, fuck, man, I don't see me going to the next level without these motherfuckers.
Yeah, how do I retain this and keep this going? Yeah, for sure. Cultivate it.
It was cool me being by myself, and sometimes I'm not gonna lie, dog, I do miss it. Because I do see the change in the client a little bit where they're not talking as much or they're not expressing themselves like they would before because there's so many people there now. You know what I mean? But they understand.
Yeah.
And they've been with me so long that they know that this is a part of
growth and
growth and where Vic wants to go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, man, it's just, I don't know, bro. It's that you got to find your own motivation, dog. Like at the same time, do it your way, but still keep pushing. Still have a timeline to what the fuck you're doing. You know what I mean? Because time, something that dude said was like, you have plenty of time, and in actuality, you don't, dog. You don't.
Hell no.
There's not enough time for this fucking shit to happen for you. You got to make it happen now. You know what I mean? And
it's gonna blow your mind because you have a boy, but you'll never get those first 5 years back. I mean, any of the years, but like those baby years, like, God, enjoy those fucking years, bro.
That's why
that motherfucker grows fast. But my boy's 5 right now. That's why I'm like, damn, did I spend enough time? I'm like, on my boy, yes. My girls, I really, you know, I was trying to be that fucking supporter or whatever, like the provider and stuff like that. I just didn't. I thought I'd work, and then that's all I needed to do.
And I think that's what the struggle for me right now, dog, is how do I put myself and my family in a position to where, number one, my kid wants for nothing.
What, I'm sorry?
My kid wants for nothing,
which is
like he doesn't need anything.
Oh yeah,
because I'm providing everything that I can for him.
Sure, yeah.
Shit that I didn't have.
Which is ideal, sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And number two, how do I have that freedom, but at the same time make more than I am now? You know what I'm saying?
Which doesn't make sense, but does make sense.
It makes perfect sense, but it doesn't make no sense. You know what I mean? Because it's like, fuck, dog. Shit's happening so fast, bro. She's 5 months already, bro.
Bet 4 more months.
You know what I mean? I've saved enough money to give me 2 weeks off for maternity leave. Like, because you got to remember, as barbers, we don't have maternity leave. We don't have insurance. We don't have fucking none of this shit. We got to pay out of pocket for all this shit.
Yeah.
So I saved enough money that I felt like, okay, this is enough money that I need to be off for 2 weeks, right? And then I'm gonna be good. But at the same time, it's like, once that money's gone, now it's like full grind mode again, and then he's still gonna be small, bro. He's still gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, so now's the time. It's like, fuck.
Balance. Find the balance. Yeah. Find the balance so that when he does come, you're able to just kind of, you know, not stress.
Exactly. But the balance has to be fucking found within the next 4 months.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. Yeah. But I think it's ample enough time to just kind of, make it happen, dude. Yeah, for sure. And then the thing is like, even if he is born and you're still not there, you can make it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, luckily, I was working at Costco when my son was born. I took like all my vacation. I stayed 6 weeks with him. when he was born. After she delivered and then took her time, I took the next 6 weeks off.
Oh, that's what's up. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good, man. It was something I didn't do with my girls, and then I really cherished that I did that with my boy, because like I think I would have, like, at this point, thinking that I'm not gonna have any more kids, like, it's like, man, that's good that I had that time. You know what I mean? I have pictures of me, like, holding him. Me and the girls were there too. You know what I mean? Like during the summer, like we were taking care of the baby together and stuff like that. So it was a great time. I'm glad I had that blessing. That was one good thing. You know what I mean? So in retrospect, I wish I could have done that with my girls too, but you know what I mean, it's just different head. You know what I mean? So I know where you're at.
It gets easier, or you know what you have to do with the more kids you have. Obviously, that first one, that shit's a fucking like trial. That's a trial period, because it's your first one.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, that's where I'm at right now.
That's why it's the most strongest. Usually the first one's the most strongest.
Yeah, so this nigga gotta be strong as fuck.
Yeah.
But I always compare myself to my pops, dog. My dad, he's a fucking, I love this motherfucker, man, to death, dog. Like, he's my best friend and shit. And one of the things that kind of like, I don't want to be like him, bro, because of the fact that, he was in jail, he was incarcerated, so I didn't see him for those times. And then right after that, he became a truck driver, so he's now out on the road. So it's still the same kind of dynamic.
Yeah. Because kids, they only measure time. Time is the measure of love.
You know what I mean?
Like
and for the longest time, when my pops got out, and then he started truck driving, he started making some good money. A lot of it for him was like, here, what do you want? What you want? You want $500 for your birthday? Boom, here it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he spoiled me.
Yeah.
He spoiled me to the point where I was a spoiled ass kid for like 2 years.
Right.
And then he got caught up again. You know what I mean? So it was like, but I don't want that shit for my kid, dog. I don't want that shit for my family, where it's like, oh, well, dad's at work. Where's your dad? Oh, he's working. Where's your dad? Oh, he's working. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's tough, bro, because like, I know there is going to be situations where I'm going to have to miss out on some shit. I'm going to have to, maybe not be there, or, you know what I mean? But as long as I'm there more than my dad was, and it's not his fault, or what, I'm not even shaming him or whatever, because he did the best that he could.
I got some advice from somebody one time, and I actually haven't taken the advice. It was great advice, man. And it's from a guy, and it was, shout out Milos. He basically lost his father. I'm not sure when it was. I don't want to I he had told me, but I just don't want to like make up something. But him losing his father, he was like, the part of being sad is that his dad worked so much trying to provide for him and giving him things that he wanted. So he's like, I wish I had some of that time back, and I was like, damn, you know what? I work a lot. I barely see my kids right now. And my girls, like, I've always been trying to be the provider. I really wasn't there. And he's like, you know what? This is the advice. He's like, you know what? You should ask him, how do you feel about daddy and how he works so much and all the time? You know what I mean? And just a simple question, right? I haven't mustered up enough courage to ask him like that, dude.
Yeah, because as a kid, bro, he's gonna give you that honest answer.
Yeah.
And he's gonna probably tell you, well, I want to see you more. You know what I mean? You do work a lot, or you know what I mean? And that's where it's like,
I don't want to hear it. Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's kind of like that old song, that rock song is like, kids in the cradle again, we'll be together then.
Oh, right.
We'll be together then.
Yeah, we will eventually, right?
Yeah, and it's like, my dad brought that song up to me, and it hurt me, dog, because I'm like, fuck, dog. Like, back then it was like, you didn't have enough time for me. And now that I'm older, I don't have enough time for you.
Yeesh.
And I think about that shit a lot, dog, especially with him getting older. And I'm like, fuck, I got to spend more time with my dad. I got to spend. And the time just flies out of here, dog, And it's kind of like in the back of my mind, even till fucking now, I'm like, Daddy, well, all right, let me call you. But that's something that I don't, you know what I mean? I just want to, it's the freedom we're chasing, bro. Like, I just want to be in my kid's life as much as I can and be, not a deadbeat at the same time.
I was gonna say it's a man thing, but I mean, just as a person, you're striving for success. You're striving for like your family to be happy. You're like want validation in life. I mean, there's so many things, you know what I mean, that we want in the end in a vacuum. But there's so many like ways and routes that we take to get there. You know what I mean? And I think we just gotta give ourselves credit, but at the same time, hold ourselves accountable. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're going complacent, and then what's your plan? You know what I mean? What do you plan to do to get out of that complacency? And then like me, like when I'm setting this route, I think I set myself up with too much. you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'll take it on. Fuck it, I'll take it on. But I'm not really thinking about me and my body and my soul and things like that. You know what I mean? Because I'm putting myself through the gamut. Yeah. I'm putting myself through the gamut. You know what I mean? And with my kids, with relationships, everything. You know what I mean? So it's like balance. We got to always kind of be thinking about balance. Yeah, you're good now, but like, what about tomorrow? What about next week?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
what about a year from now?
Sure, exactly. Yeah, after you go through this whole thing you set up, you know,
and
for
we talk about it. We talk about that shit a lot. Like, I have no doubt in my mind that we're going into a place where, you know, we're gonna see success, dog. We're gonna see, you know, and with success comes busier schedule, more shit to do, more people to fuck. Now you have more members in your crew.
All that,
you know, it's gonna take time away from you. But just like I said, every time you tear up, you gotta find a new level of balance, and that's gonna be the hardest part, bro. But honestly, if that's the hardest part, then I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Because honestly, it's just it's left up to us. And you know, Ricky said it too. He's like, if you've ever been through some shit, every time it gets hard, is it harder than that shit you went through? Pretty much what he said. You know what I mean? And it's like, no, bro, shit, that shit was tough. So now it's like, this shit's cake, bro. Like, it's easy. It's just,
and then also like going through that, like the wrestling thing, the big joke thing, like you can practice and like be like, I'm gonna get in the cage, but like, it's still a fight. It's still you know what I mean? Like, we were still, you know, doing some shit. So like, I kept thinking about like, this is cake, man. Fucking Ricky got in the ring and he was throwing blows with this fool, got dropped, like he dropped a fool, you know what I mean? They were on the ground wrestling. I could do this, dog. I could fucking do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever it takes. Hell yeah. I was like, whatever it is, I could do it. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? If it was a real fight, I'm not ready for that. And that's what makes me want to go back to the gym. You know what I mean? Every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
but dog, look, I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, dog. When we was working out, bro, I fucking caught myself just like watching you, because in those 5 months, I mean, those 5 weeks that you hit it, your skill was like, damn, just in 5 weeks, like, bro, you was snapping. You know what I mean? Your form was good and shit. And it was my first day. So
for sure,
I mean, a lot of Ricky was right next to me the whole time.
Yeah, he was helping you for sure.
Because it was my first time. You know
trying
what I mean?
To get that technique.
So I was like, damn, bro, like just in 5 weeks, this fool leveled up like
big time, man. And thank you, man. I appreciate that, because like I do take pride in that, because it's the leadership of Ricky. Like, it's not like he's like, you got to be in the gym 5 times a week, or you have to eat this.
He leaves it up to you.
It's up to you, dog. You know what I mean? He's not saying like nothing.
But that itself about you, dog, is that you could have taken a year to get to where you're at in 5 weeks, but you dedicated yourself to do every day.
Yeah, it's a
to get to that point.
You see,
that's the addiction of it, dog. Like, you got addicted to it right away.
Yeah, it's but the result too, because like I'm sweating is the result, right? The dripping sweat. I know I'm progressing. That's like physically seeing the sweat drip off you and you're fucking tired. Like, that's result. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that tomorrow and the next day, and you're gonna tell me that I'm not gonna level up? Like, what? Are you nuts? Like, that's impossible. It doesn't make sense. So like, every day I sweat and drip sweat, like, I know I'm fucking leveling up, bro. And that's just the bottom line. There's no way to add it up any other way. So I'm like, I gotta sweat today. How am I gonna sweat today? And I'm like, I missed the gym today, so I'm gonna go run, or whatever the case may be. And actually, I gotta talk about that, because I fell off for Monday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Monday I fell off, just because like my head wasn't there, and also like I was like, oh, I have a big weekend, I need to just gear up and be ready, bro. But in the end today, that I'm thinking, like, I want to set a different mindset, and that every morning I work out, so I have to build my schedule accordingly to that.
That's the routine.
And that
shit doesn't change.
No, that shit doesn't change.
Everything else does.
Right. Yes, exactly. And fit it into my schedule. And that's why I'm trying to like change my mode, because that's what's important to me now. You know what I'm saying? And I'll build my schedule around that. You know what I mean? So.
Oh, for sure, bro. That's if you're in any type of shit, any type of funk or whatever, I got one prescription for you, and it's go to the gym, work out, do something physical, dog. Do something where you're gonna relieve that tension,
and see the result.
And you know see the result
in your body, in the sweat, or whatever. Like, you are progressing.
Blood, sweat, and tears. It's literally that, bro.
Yeah, seriously, put it in, man, and progress. Like, you can't do that. Like, whatever, go toward a goal. You know what I mean? Put in that blood, sweat, and tear, and then you'll get closer. You know what I mean? I'll tell you that for sure. Maybe you won't attain it. You'll learn something though, and you'll find a different path, your right path, and stuff like that.
And you'll break through you'll find little pieces of yourself that you didn't know you had.
Dude, the people I meet from the gym, grade A people, bro. And like, I don't know, man. It's a different aspect of life to be in a gym and have your mental and physical game on point, because everything else rolls off your back after that, man. Like, before, the things that I've been going through would hurt me enough to be out for a week or even do stupid shit for a long time. You know what I mean? Now I'm bouncing off me. It's not like it's penetrating, but it's also like something I can deal with and bounce off. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's in a day, in 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm really happy. I'm proud of I'll give myself flowers because I'm proud of the person I am now, because it's very strong. I can verbalize how I feel and still progress and stuff like that. So I attain that. I attribute that to actually taking the initiative and talking about my problems to people and saying it out loud and not being afraid to be like, you know what? They're going to think of me differently. They're going to look down on me. I'm human just like everybody else, man. Everybody else is going through shit that you don't even realize, man. Seriously. So talk to people that are close to you, that love to you, seriously, and that's going to change your life. It's going to help you be more focused.
That and also too, bro, it lets them, like, whoever you're talking to, bro, it lets them know, like, yo, this fool, he has problems too.
Yeah,
just like me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So when you start to
closer,
talk, you start to talk about it, shit. You start bonding and shit, and you start fucking like, hey, I remember this situation too, bro. I went through the same thing. Just like, you know, me and Jam, bro, we're always like spitballing shit like that too. And I'm glad that fool's there, man, because it's like, I see the struggle he's going through.
Yeah, you guys like the human, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and he sees. Sometimes I feel like, oh, you know, he's told me before, you're king big, dog. Like, don't ever doubt yourself.
There you go.
But when I start breaking my shit down to him, I can see him. He's like, he gives me advice. You know what I mean? And I'm like, goes to show, bro, that you don't never know what anybody's going through, dog. You know what I mean?
Never, dog.
You could be at the highest level, but you know, those people have fucking way more problems too.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So humanity, dog, is another thing too, that, you know, you got to have those people around you that are gonna be willing to fucking give you advice.
Or maybe you don't, but like call the ones that are like, hey, you all right? Hey, you good? Or, you know what I mean? That ones that care, like, talk to them, dog. You know what I mean? Say what's on your mind, because they're looking at you and they're asking, hey, are you good, dog? Tell them, dog. Tell them, you know, I'm not good, man. This is what's going on. You know what I mean? They're not gonna be like, fucking pussy. No. Yeah. They're gonna be like, hey, man. They're gonna be like, hey, man, don't worry, I've been through that. Let's get it, man.
The right people will. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the wrong people will say that shit. And those are the, I mean, like I said, those are the people you got to start closing down your circle to, because it's that negativity that you don't need and shit.
Yeah. And I guess you're right, because like my pops, man, when he saw the episode 20, he's like, man, there's no such thing as depression. Like, seriously, not like trying to be like funny. That's just the old him. That's him, who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, before I would be like, you're right, Dad. Yeah, you're fucking idiot. I'm gonna be tough. Now I'm like a little bit more of an adult, and I'm like, that's the way he thinks about it.
You just kind of let that shit go out this other side. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I mean? I could have been like, well, you don't fucking understand.
You don't know what I went through.
Exactly. You know, it's not like this is the way life is, though. He's that way, and he's gotten to where he's at because he felt that way, and he kept the mind like that. You know what I mean?
But I mean, it doesn't always work for you.
Nah, not everybody. And I don't believe, I wouldn't give that advice to anybody else.
Right.
Nah, for sure.
Yeah, me neither, dog. And I don't know, bro. It's just, depression to me is real.
Right.
But at the same time,
it's just the mind. You know what I mean? Realize how to you know,
it's
combat it.
Because
you know
there's people that really suffer from depression. It's a chemical imbalance in their fucking brain where they have no choice but to feel sad.
I think it's like alcohol, though. Like, when you drink, you get addicted. The alcohol takes over your brain. When you're depressed, you get taken over by the depression. Yeah, it's an addiction. So that's what I'm saying. Just, you know, be headstrong to where you can see those things coming, talk about them. You know what I mean? You can't just always internalize it. It's not going to always work that way. Talk about it out loud. If it's a therapist or, you know, professional, or if it's just your friend, your mom, whatever, talk about it. They're not going to think down of you. Like, I think some people say, like, I can't tell my mom this. They think I'm doing so great in life. Like, I can't tell them this. No. If you tell them, then they realize, okay, Mijo isn't doing great, but like, you know what I mean? It's okay. They want to help you.
Well, he's doing great, but then he still has this.
He's,
you know what I mean?
He's struggling just like I did when I was his age too. You know what I mean? Like, it's normal. It's normal, man. Everybody goes through it, dog.
Yep.
For sure, man. That's how we're gonna end it right here, man. Anything else, dog? What's up?
You know what, bro? I'm ready to just get back to the shop and get back to fucking work. You know what I mean, dog? Because like, this is what I needed, bro. This is what I fucking needed, dog, is to kind of clear the air about it, put it out there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put it out there to tell people, like, yo, I'm the fucking hardest worker that I know, bro. Honestly, I get that a lot. Yeah, if you fucking work so hard, bro, you know, and I don't want to let people know. I want to let people know that is even though you fucking work hard and you have this spirit about you, that you can still fucking let that little piece of complacency slip in your brain unknowingly, like I did.
Yep.
And someone brought it to my attention. I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And now talking about it, I'm ready to get back to it, dog. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we do this shit, man. It's to let it out. So hopefully somebody listening feels the same exact way.
Yeah. And one thing that keeps me going in the same way is that, like, that client of mine that told me one day, he's like, Clay, I could tell you how I got successful, but you wouldn't be able to work as hard as I would. And I'm like, damn, that's fucking intense right there, dog. Yeah, exactly. I was like, tell me, dog, what's up? I'll do that shit 3 times. Again. But no, when he told me, I mean, it's a lot. You know, I mean, he ended up selling his house that he owned. You know, sold everything, lived in a shack for a little while just to sell that one house and then build an empire. But are you willing to put in that? And I kept thinking like, oh man, I'm tired. I'm like, nah, I'm willing to put in some work. Let me go do some more. Let me fucking, I do the dishes. I could do them myself. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Let's keep going, man. Let's just fucking keep going, dog.
Yo, another one, dog. Another one in the books, my boy.
Another one, dog. Let's
fucking
keep
y'all
going,
get your fucking asses there, man. Get the fuck up and do some.
Get to the gym in the morning.
Hit
stay
the gym.
Positive.
Create a routine.
Hell yeah. Stay motivated, y'all.
Peace.
Show.